There we go. That's what I thought. Restream. My bitrate is out of the recommended settings. What is my bitrate at? If it causes lag, I swear. Alright, my bitrate's too low for this, but that's fine. This is perfectly fine. Hey guys, I started a little bit early. Where's all my chats? I have too many chats up. 1, 2, 3. Restream, you are not sending me all of my messages. How rude. I guess I'm gonna have to just pop out all of the messages in all of the stream accounts. 1 second, guys. It's really funny how Restream is sending the messages across the platforms, but not all of them to me so I can see them. Yeah, I need stuffing I didn't like. We only had like a little bit. So I have a box right now. Where is the chat? Okay, I'm going to pop out the YouTube chat. Pop out chat. Close that. I now have 4 chats up. Alright, that's fine. This is my life today. Ooh, mandarin oranges and onion. I mean, that makes sense. It makes it a, aromatics mixed in with the stuffing. Hello, everybody. Making sure I'm actually getting them. Why? Alright, Restream. I guess the Restream chat just decided to die. I guess, oh, this is funny. I have to have both the Restream chat up and the YouTube chat and the Twitch chat. Separately and individually. So, today, we're a little early, but today I chose the holiday film costumes. So I'm just like, we started it last time we had the stream, and I'm just gonna go down that rabbit hole of holiday film things. I am also working on making these in real life just for funsies as well. So we're gonna make a digital copy of this too. I'll have to render part of it after the event, after the stream, but I'll show you guys what I'm making, I'll be making on stream in a bit. This is, again, a self-indulgent, I'm just going to make whatever I want stream. Well, we're working on some other stuffs for the community in the interim. So welcome. Can you guys all hear me okay? Is the volume good enough, or should I turn it up? I can turn it up a little bit. I just don't want it to go into the yellow too bad. I wonder why it's doing that. Only getting half of them. Hello, everybody. So we're going to do it with just the one streamer, one of us on today. All right, good. At least I'm getting those. Bop, bop, bop. Hello. I need to see if I can make these larger images so everyone can see them. Size large. Let me see. I'm still over here just prepping to find the images. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. You know, I might just engineer the rhinestone decoration in Marvelous Designer as well. You guys will see what I'm talking about in a minute. So I've specifically selected two costumes that I wanted to make, or at least, you know, just discuss some basics again. So if anyone has questions as I'm going along, we can chat and cover some of those. Hopefully I'll get it all done within the 2 hours that I'm only allotting for stream right now. I hopefully will get to putting in rhinestones / custom buttons. So if anyone has questions around that, I think I can get there. Open image. No, open image in new tab. Thank you. Yes, Getty Images. Give it to me. Oh, I might have to make the brooches. We're gonna see. So I have picked a holiday film, one specific one, and in 1 minute I'll do the normal spiel and links, and then we'll get going wherever I hid my cheat sheet from myself with all my links in it. All right, here we go. Bop. I don't need that up. Okay. So, 1 more minute. I'm like, 1 more minute? I can't. I have to, 5 minutes at the 5 minute mark. 15 seconds. Oh my gosh, did it just make me a beacon, or is that just because I have a white background? Right, nope. Low light compensation's turned back on. I hate when it does that. Okay, saturation back up. Just a little bit. All right, there we go. The beacon is no longer lit. All right, it is 12:05, everybody. Let me make sure. Okay, why does my screen keep changing? Hold on. Why? Yeah, you stay there. That's what I thought. All right. Fold that down. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the stream. If you don't know already, I am Megan, and I work for Marvelous Designer as a 3D designer and community manager. Currently, it's just me this stream, just because we are working on a little thing for everybody coming up very soon. So it's just going to be me for this stream. Today, we will be working on costumes based on, you know, film, generic holiday red dress costumes. And we'll see how far I go as generic as I can. But let's go ahead and get it started. So for those of you who are new to Marvelous Designer, I am going to, in the chat, link a link to our Discord channel. There you can communicate with other Marvelous Designer staff. Actually, there's some of us in there now. There's a couple of us now. As well as the other users. We have the lovely Rosemary, who is a great help for the past couple of years with the community for the Marvelous Designer users. You can share your work. You can get help from other people. There, it's a pretty active community. Just remember that everyone's kind of around the world, so just don't expect people to just answer your question immediately. For those of you who are going to ask in the future, because I almost get it every time, I am linking our website. So the software I'm going to be using is called Marvelous Designer. That is the software I will be using. That is also the name of this YouTube channel. So you can go to our website and check out our software and see the prices for the subscription service. And that's where you can get a 30-day free trial. As well as for those of you who are on Twitch, we do let the Twitch 14 days expire, but we do keep our streams up on our YouTube channel, just kind of in perpetuity if you want to reference something. As well as on our YouTube channel, we have, which you'll see, our tutorials. So if you are new to Marvelous Designer and you want to get started using the software, you just got a 30-day free trial. We recommend that you follow our beginner tutorials. These are using the previous version's interface. It's going to be basically the same if you don't add, you know, the 4 different windows all at once. So you can follow along those tutorials. It's going to be giving you the best base to build upon so that you can actually feel successful in working in Marvelous Designer and not struggle with the basic pitfalls of just getting started in the software, especially because Marvelous Designer is human scale and not relative scale, unlike other softwares. And last but not least, if you are experiencing technical difficulties getting into your account, things like that, and like something that like our Discord or just answering a question can't help with, you can contact us ideally through the support tab on our website. Once you've logged in, you can go to support and then you can just kind of submit like a help request, and it'll make it a little bit faster. Now that I've moved this, okay. So today I've chosen holiday film costumes. I've chosen specific ones because I want to make them in I want to make them both in 3D and in 3D. In real life and here. I'm going to get a Google Translate up because we have some guests here who are not in the US and are typing in Russian, so I can at least translate that. That didn't translate. Thanks, Google. Love it. Oh, I still have my stream up. I'm like, if we were lagging for a second there, that's probably why. Alright, so today, I'm either making 2 dresses or I'm going to make a women's wear and a menswear one because it'll hopefully be relatively quick. Let me go to my other tab. I have too many tabs open. Close. Where did I put it? It's literally right here. Okay. And then where's OBS? Okay. So, give me OBS. Thank you. I'm like fighting with the computer. So, I've chosen a holiday movie. It is one of my favorite holiday movies. I've chosen this theme, this one, because I am making Vera's red dress, so the second girl. I'm making that one. So I will be making that dress in Marvelous Designer today. It's gonna be pretty quick, so I might make you know, one of the boys' velvet suits. But again, this is the Megan's self-indulgent. I want to make this, and we can ask questions as we go. Oh, okay, thanks, Rosemary. It was not translating when I just put it in auto-translate. It said bonjour, and I'm like, that's not English. That's not translating to English. But I'm going to go ahead and get some more of these angles for this. Side note, I can't remember the character for her, but in these red dresses, her dress is coming apart, and that's why her brooch is there where it is. Because the entire dress from the center front is actually falling apart in the movie because it's an entire gap at center front there. And so the only thing holding her front together, I realized it because we were dissecting these costumes, my friend and I. The only thing holding that together and why she constantly keeps the muff in front of her chest is because her costume's falling apart. I wonder if I actually have... Hold on. That's not the trash bin. Where's my trash bin? 1 second. Give me my recycle bin. I'm gonna put this image back up. Oh, okay. Well, hello there. I'm gonna open the trash bin. Let's see. Bop. Did I clear it? Ah. Anyway, I found it while watching the movie. The entire front is coming apart, and I think it's just funny. But well, I'll be starting with these dresses. They are pretty easy. They are 3/4 circle skirts, and so I was going to show everybody how to do that. So moving this out of the way and reopening Marvelous Designer. Making sure you can see it, because... Alright, cool. So, for those of you who might be newer to the UI, so my UI is default like this just because I keep closing my library. So, we still have the reset window in the bottom right-hand corner here. So, I'm just going to go ahead and select that. And it'll bring my library back up. Because then I just toggle it back. I'm just going to bring a female avatar into the scene again. Let's see, because we have a couple new ones. Oh, does it matter? I'm doing the turtleneck. Okay, that's fine. I guess this one will work. She's blonde. So these, again, these concepts are also going to apply to like real life if you were to make this dress. Okay, thank you. So first things first is I'm going to measure her waist. So I can do that in Marvelous Designer a couple of ways. But the easiest is going up to the 3D window. And I have this measuring tape icon here. So let me move this so I can see you guys talking. So I'm just going to select basic circumference measure. And I'm just going to select the waist in 3 points. And that I'm in millimeters for everybody. So this is 600.7 millimeters circumference. Selecting the rectangle, and I'm just going to select 600.7. Actually, I'll just select 590 because I want it to be a little bit smaller. Now she has a belt. The other thing is that, oh my gosh, what are the actors in this film? The other thing is she's missing her belt in the movie when she should have one, because Vera here has one as well, but hers is just missing, so she's constantly covering it. And this is one of the first films back in the day that had multiple different cameras recording at the same time. So she kept, like, you can tell which camera she thinks is recording her because she consistently tries to block that camera. But when they swap to a different camera, like with her muff, you'll end up seeing like the deep V and the fact that she's missing her buckle. Is it really important? Not really. Do I think it's fun? Yes. Oh, well, there's a sale going on. Oh, yeah, we do have the Black Friday sale going on. Well, we're changing it to the year-end sale. So the sale is going until the end of the year, the 31st. If you hear anybody going, it is my tiny little black cat. Hi, baby. She does not. She wants to get in on the conversation good half the time. So heads up. Okay. So, just to get us started, I'm just going to make her waistband and make the skirt first. Toggling back to my normal tool, and I'm just going to turn on my arrangement points for my avatar. Turn off simulation. Get away from the measurement tool. Arrangement points, and I'm just going to wrap it around her waist, and then create a sewing relationship just to get this skirt started. Luckily, you can do it either way in this case because her skirt is not reliant upon, or the fit of the top is not reliant upon the skirt. I can go ahead and do either one first, but I would be doing the skirt first. I think we'll see how I feel about it in a minute. Because I might cheat a little and just make this the belt. And I will make her dress or her bodice in a different way. So images. I'm going to show you specifically why I'm doing her dress in a certain way. Her fit is very different from the other outfits, and her bust goes across like a princess seam. Moving this here, just so you can see what I'm searching up. How to increase the thickness of the belt. I can just increase the rendering thickness of the belt just by selecting my pattern piece. So I can do the pattern piece here. I can do my rendering thickness, so it's under simulation properties and additional thickness rendering. And I can just select, like, let's just say I want this to be additionally 5 millimeters. Make sure that you are looking at your material on thick textured surface, and I can see already that I've increased the thickness of the material. Again, I'll bring it back down to 0. So this is just the base default fabric thickness, and then additional thickness rendering, like I can make it 5 if I want. The belt that she's using is just a self-covered belt, so it wouldn't be too thick, so I'd probably do like a 2 millimeter. A 2 millimeter, there we go, thickness on there. And don't forget there is a skin offset and a fabric collision thickness, so it's currently 5 millimeters away from her on all the sides. So that's why you see it kind of hovering. Trying to find a reference image for my reasoning here. Where is it? Bop. I'll show you why. You can't see it in this photo, but there is a lot of her dresses in this film have princess seams going across the chest. And I'm just trying to find that, just to give the example. Whereas you can see hers just has the one dart underneath. Yeah, but that's why she's covering this, is this has come apart. And I just think it's I just think it's the funniest thing. I'm like, oh no! You can see it a little bit. That's why it's pointing down. Anyway. Red dress. I don't know if you can see it, but she does have princess seams going up and down, so I'm going to actually be drawing on the avatar to get that fit for her. Which is another way of creating patterns. I haven't done it in a little bit, so I've decided to do it this way. Her sleeves are also quite baggy, so we'll do it another way there as well. I'm using this as a reference, but I will use the Draw on Avatar tool to create my bodice pattern. I'm going to pop this out. Or my, 3D line avatar tool. Just using the top of this to get us started. And I'm just drawing in center front. So the center front is the center of the front. So if you see a pattern and it says like CF or something, that's what they mean. Now she definitely our avatar has a sway back here, but that's fine. So right now I am just using control to make curve points. And I'm just trying to keep this as straight as I can. You can see her shoulders again are a bit curvy. Oh, I hit escape by accident. Don't hit escape by accident. And I'm trying to select the side seam as best I can. You can't really see her shoulders, so that's also fine. And her armhole. But you want to keep it as clean as possible for less pattern manipulation. So, if I was to unfold this would not fit my avatar. The reason is because it's not accounting for the topology, or it would warp severely. So if I wanted this to actually fit like a real garment, I need to accommodate for the topology of my avatar. So if you have anything with topology like this that just has an apex point, you do either want to point a new cut line to that apex point, or just go right across it and just indicate this is like a straight line or something. So for example, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right across her apex. So the apex is on the bust here, so it's the highest point of the bust. You can see how it's warping, so I'm just going to go ahead and select it once with a control point, or with a segment point. And double click to finish this line. So the reason I've done this is that I can now cut these or flatten these as two pieces, and it will accommodate for the curve of the bust. And let's go ahead. I'm going to go and finish the back here. Trying to get as in the center as I can. And then do the same with the armhole. So now I have, you know, an entire front here. I will probably use an existing sleeve just because I am lazy. And it does need to fit in a different way. So I'm actually going to edit this a little bit in her arm because it's a little forward. So I'm just using the edit line tool, going in and just moving this across, cleaning this up a little bit. And there we go. You do want to see if you can try to make this flow really nicely and smoothly. That way you can have an easy, clean pattern while you're working. And then I want to unfold, or I want to flatten some of these as flat lines, so I don't want them to move. So I'm going to select this center line and right click and choose flatten as straight line. These guidelines while drawing these ones, SE, these ones, I'm holding shift to make these, so they are kind of just created by the topology of the avatar in relationship to the X and Y, or X, Y, and Z axis along her in the space. They are just randomly generated. You can see here. Edit. So I want that to be straight. I want this to be straight. I want this to be straight. I do know this is going to have darts, so I'm going to add another line in it. In fact, I'm going to start from here. It's exactly how my current pattern is. The one I'm making to fit me. Just because for patterns, even on the back, there is an apex here, as you can see. So you need to accommodate for the curve of the shoulder and the back. Yes, so I'm, oh, I forget that it's a 30-second lag. Yeah, it's holding shift. I'm gonna see if I can flatten this. Maybe. Oh. All right. That's new. I hit Control. I don't know what I just hit, but all right. Please open back up again. I might have hit the Windows key and made an accidental command. Yes, please recover my autosave. Let's see how far that got me. Rude! Fine, I'm gonna do it fast. Also, I'm gonna change my autosave time. Preferences. It can slow your machine down the longer you work with your autosave being... Here it is. Let's not make that 5 minutes. We're gonna make it 3 minutes. Oh yeah, close. This is, well, you can see some of them. These were available, the pre-made guidelines, if I select them. These were available in the, MD10 or MDX as well. These were available in MDX. These are for the basic avatars, so these were from the avatar manipulation options. but they only appear if you're using the measuring tools. Otherwise, they disappear, as you can see. All right, we're gonna just do it again, and I will show you again how to draw on your avatar. I'm holding shift, as you can see, and it constrains it. It also works in the 2D window. Okay, there we go. Like, what am I running? So again, I'm just holding shift, and that's what's creating it. I can go all the way to the arm, too. Yeah, that's the thing is, like, a lot of the times most people don't really measure too much, because it's oftentimes easier to just draft it. Because these avatars come from the Clo avatars, which is why they have the measurements. So I'm definitely going to have to do some cleanup work here. So selecting the edit tool again, pulling this up closer so the high point shoulder is actually on the high point shoulder. And we'll catch back up real fast. Again, I'm just holding shift for these constrained lines. Ooh. I'm gonna have to make some changes here. Let me see something. Not simulation properties. Where's my gizmo at? Okay, good. It is world. All right. Making sure. All right. So I've mostly made my lines. Before I add my seam lines here, I'm going to edit this because I did just do this very quickly. Okay, not bad, not bad. We'll go back up. To have what available for the line on avatar? I mean, I can toggle them on. The measurements. But I don't want them in my way while I'm drawing. Because it takes up a lot of space. And it's just showing the measurement points. Yeah, Tony, exactly as you say it. If I can sew in the 2D window and in the 3D window, just like in Clo. All right, let's not try to hit a Windows key by accident this time. Bop. I do just want to make that a straight line. I mean, I personally wouldn't want it rosemary just because it would make it really difficult for my drawing guidelines. Imagine trying to draw. I could reference it just by toggling, but I don't want it. I don't want it there. I mean, I can see it already. Like, I can fix this, so bop. Go to the sternum. Add curve point. Come here, you. I mean, I can do it this way. I do need these to be a little bit lower than normal just because of the turtleneck I'm about to do. But But I don't like that it's also curving. You're seeing me also have to deal with that. Yeah, Tony, like they're the exact same thing, so it just might be the tool selected in the 3D window. You just got to make sure that you're both using the correct tool. And it's warping. That's fine. I can move forward with this. So, last but not least, I'm using the edit tool and I'm going to right click. Alright, cool. That's a bug I'm going to have to report. 1 second. 3D line tools causing some bugs. That one was not me, and I hate it. Alright. Yes, please recover. Rude. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna have a hissy fit if it doesn't a second time. So much so that I'm just gonna do the parts first. With the 3D avatar, the 3D line tool on the avatar, you are seeing it warp just because it's accounting for the collarbone, because this is a topology here. So I do start below, just so I don't have to deal with it. And I'm just going to fix it in the pattern itself. Alright, I'm going to see if this is going to break. Yep, alright. I'm going to do it the other way, but at least I know exactly how to repeat the bug. Well, right now you can, but apparently right-clicking, I'm going to have to tell them tonight. Alright. Yeah, you can always, you've been able to draw on the model since at least version 8. But right now you can't, because if you right click on it, it's going to crash. So I'm going to do it a different way. Alright, I guess I'm going to have to do it the other way. I'm going to try it one more time and... No. Do I want to try it one more time? Or do I just want to do a fast build? I'm going to try it one more time, guys. Because I'm just not going to right click, I guess. Which is going to be an interesting game now, I guess. And then straight line. Edit. Come on. Right, at least I'm going to try to see if I can flatten it right now. So I'm going to use flatten. I'm going to pop this out. So when it's working, I'm going to report that as soon as the stream's over. You select flatten and then you just hit enter and there's your pattern. Okay, file, save as, project, desktop. All right, I've saved it. Now it can't do that again. We're going to try this one more time, and we're going to finish building this if I can. There we go. And then I'll true up my pattern. Obviously, if you have a block that fits or something that already fits your avatar, just use that. This is me just trying to do the demo, and I just found a bug. Sorry, everybody. We will work on getting that fixed as soon as possible. There we go. I'm going to delete my patterns. And then flatten them one more time. Because I have moved some of these. I'm going to go take this. Alright, and now I will flatten it. Bop, bop. 2, 3, 4. Enter. Yay! And now we'll put this back on her. Arrangement points. Sewing it. Toggle off arrangement points. Cool. And because they were lines that were connecting to each other in that flat pattern, or on my 3D line avatar tool, it's sewn together and there's a sewing relationship. So you can see a little bit. I'm going to flatten it one more time. You can see that this center front line is not perfectly flat. It's all kind of wobbly. It's because I did not flatten it with the option there. So first of all, I'm going to save, because right-clicking with this tool has been crashing us with the update, which is mildly annoying. So we're going to try one last time by not selecting points, but by selecting the lines. And I'm right-clicking and flattening in straight lines. Normally, this isn't a problem. We will work on getting this fixed. I've just shared it with everybody. All right, there we go. All right, cool. And just making notes, everybody. I'm just, live bug testing our software, apparently. So as you can see, it didn't unfold as a straight line for some reason. So I'm going to try it one more time. And if it doesn't work, I'm going to just do it manually. Flatten. Save. Save as you go. Normally it's not so bad. I've changed it over, but it looks like, yeah. Looks like the flatten isn't working for some reason. Well, just got to keep our developers busy. It's not my fault they didn't. It's not my fault they broke it. So because this is doing this, I have to do something else. Normally this works fine, and this is going to flatten as a straight line. Currently, Joseph, we do not have a lot of other translation options for other languages. You can use the auto translate option with YouTube, but currently we don't have any translators in-house that are doing that. So right click, remove, and I also have to accommodate for this. I'm removing all the curve points. This should actually be straight because I know what this pattern looks like. Wobbly. There. Control C, Control D for reflective. So as someone had asked, I can sew in the 3D window, or I can like start sewing. So if I did it here, I can jump over to my 3D window, make sure that I'm also on segment sewing, and I can finish that. Segment sewing. I understand it's something that I can put in for a request, Joseph, but our current team is actually quite small from what a lot of people expect it to be. And most of everyone is in Korea or China. There's only a couple of us here in the United States. All right, so right now I have the basic of her dress here. So I'm going to clean up my pattern. So we know which is the front, which is the side front, things like that. So this avatar has a very much of a sway on her back. Is there a way to merge stray points to one another? Yeah, you can select those 2 points, right click, and choose merge. Or you know, merge to average, whichever you prefer. Oh, that was worth a try. I'm just gonna do it this way. It's a little easier. And then lower this one. And lower all of center front just a bit. I'm having them come down to meet this. I could measure it, but I don't want to. You know? Okay, there's that. Close enough. 175.2. Okay, so right click. If I want to make this one longer, 169.2 to 175.2, I can just go to change length. Make sure it's going in the correct direction where the arrow is. So I got to choose end. 175.2. And select OK. And now they're going to be the same measurement. You come here. There. So now I can sew all of this together. So I went from left to right. So I'm starting from this side, holding shift to sew them all together. Now this pattern looks odd, but that is just because this is how the avatar is shaped. And now there's her waist. All right, so there's the basic form of her top before I add sleeves. So I'm going to turn this off. I'm just going to take a sleeve pattern from an existing piece that I've got. So going over to my, let's see, which one of you has a sleeve for me? This is a men's t-shirt. I'm going to use the modular mode. So going over to the modular configurator, women. I'm just using a t-shirt because this is going to be a little bit baggy anyway. This is a set in sleeve because I don't have it falling down. I'm just going to take this long sleeve and double click to bring it into the scene. I'm not using modular mode for this. I'm just using the pattern. So I'm right clicking to remove modular relationship from my scene. So those little frames are gone. I need to make one more note because my little ghost is gone. All right. And then sewing this to right to left. And I'm just going to put this on her because she has 3/4 sleeves. So I'm just going to, I'm not going to rotate. I'm just going to use the arrangement points again and just go bop. Yay! And there's her sleeve. Again, I'm just using free sewing here or the M hotkey and holding shift to sew it into itself. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and just cut this at about the 3/4 length. Should be about here-ish. Let's see. Yeah. Cut. And I'm just deleting those. There we go. All right, so there's that top. I'm going to start working on the neck next. And I'm just going to use the assets I've already got for that. Oh, wait, no, I don't want that. So what I'm doing here is I could just drape it on her neck. So she has a little shawl here that goes down and around. So I'm going to go ahead and make that part next because it's smaller than a pair of skirts here. I'm lining these up so I can have the shape of the shoulder. And then I'm doing the same on the back here. Right-clicking, delete all curve points because I don't need this to curve. Thank you. Right-click, and I'm rotating parallel to this line. Will be parallel to this line. So it looks like I did actually a pretty good job. So now I have my shape of my neck here. I'm going to freeze all my pattern outlines currently, and I'm going to utilize this neckline shape to create my piece. So I'm actually going to use polygon, and I'm going to just straight up copy this because it's supposed to be perfectly overlapped anyway. So I might as well do this. And you can see that my lines here are popping out of my pattern. That is only because the pattern is still at 20 particle distance. So, and I'm just doing this. It's not going to be perfect, but there's a reason I'm doing this. Freeze the neck, Control K, and then move this together. Unlock all pattern outlines. Sew this to the frozen one. This is not perfect. There's a reason. It'll be fine. her pattern is actually kind of cattywampus, but that's fine. So you can see with this one, it's coming out of the side of her neck, and it's also uneven going down and around. So I'm making Control C, Control R for a reflected copy, because it's not going to be the same. So I'm doing it from center back, holding Shift there. So what's going to happen is I'm going to have to play around with some of this. I could make this a higher neck. I think I'll need to. Yeah. And I can apply that transformation here to this guy. My chat's popped away. So like we saw earlier, because I was struggling with the unfortunate bug that we have in the 3D line tool, I am now fixing it. Let's see. Okay, so I haven't moved my... Let me make these clear so you can see what I'm doing. So I've moved this lower piece, and so now I need to do the same to the top. So what's going to happen is I'm just going to go ahead and basically copy the same things I've done while referencing my piece. Keeping it anchored at this upper high point shoulder line. And delete, right click, Control C, Control R, so that's reflected paste, because they will not be symmetrically linked. How do you export animation to Blender? You know, that's a good question. We are actually working on a tutorial specifically for that, but there are fan-made tutorials for that. I can't explain that during this tutorial. Which side am I? Okay, it's on the right side. I'm gonna draw a line pattern. Okay, and edit. Convert to internal shape. So I have the basic shape of that. All right. Now that I've got that line cut, I'm going to start making my shawl. So I'm going to sew them together. And with the sewing relationship in existence, I'm going over to select the merge option using the B hotkey or the edit sewing tool. So right click and select merge. Because now I can see what was going on with this. I figured I can't do that. There. Just fall down. Figure your life out. Come on. Because it's shorter on this side and longer on this side. And now I can continue the drawing. Starting from here. Let's see how bad that is. That is too far. Maybe they are even and it's just... Well, this isn't the actual one. Hold on. Let me find the actual image. Ah, I was referencing the wrong image. You can see it's actually higher on her. So I was referencing this one, but it's incorrect. It's actually higher on her. You can see it's much higher. So going back to drawing. Oop. What? Go back. Figure your life out. Excuse me. Her little shawl here. I'm actually going to end up merging them together in another way. Okay, we're going to try internal polygon again. Turn off simulation and... Alright. It's basically the good front shape, so I'm going to cut it. Delete this front. So now that this is done in the front, I can actually merge the center backs. Merge. And fix this. Are there like probably 10 better ways to do this? Yes. Am I not doing them? Also yes. Convert to curve point. Convert to curve point. Okay. This needs to be fixed. And I'm just using the curve point tool right now to make this shawl how it is. So this is coming from center front, going to that edge. And then, make those join again. Okay. Convert to curve point, delete that curve point. There we go. So this is pretty much her shawl. I already kind of have... I'm going to be cutting into it to create the fur. Adlib is more fun, shows the creative process. Yeah, sometimes it's more fun, sometimes it's not. I mean, you guys have seen it. Unfortunately, I have to go do some more bug reports after our stream is over. Because that's always a fun thing. Come here. Convert to curve point. This is similar to the shape I'm working on, but not perfect. It's close. Her arms will be down and this will be heavier. I'm going to convert this one to curve point and then select the entire circumference. So I'm going to actually make that little fur on the inside. I'm just going to set that line. Offset is internal line. I've actually made it 4 inches. So how many inches? 101.6. So we're going to look at the reference again, just to so everyone can see it. So this is the reference for the little capelet here. Open a new image tab. So here's that reference. And here's where it is right now. It looks like Might actually be pretty good. This is still at 20, so let me make this 15 just to see. It looks like it's pulling in a way I don't like. I'm probably going to true this up just a little bit. Convert to curve point. Edit my curve points. Just delete that one. I'm going to end up making these merge into that way. There we go. That's a little bit better. I'm just going to free sew this a little bit, just at that line. That way it's a little bit closer to the finished shape. Because you don't want it to be too wide. In some spots, so... Maybe I want this to be 3 inches. Offset as internal line. We're just going to go with 95 or 90, 90, 85, 80, 75, 60. Yeah, we're going to go with 60 millimeters. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Does need more cleanup. But that's fine. Oops, don't want to do that. Shift. Probably warped it, but that's okay. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do the fur in post. Like, in real life, it's 2 layers, you know? But just for the sake of the shape here and having it outlined, it's the only reason I'm doing it like this. I may or may not also be testing my pattern, and you guys get to see it. Because this is basically how my pattern looks. And I might not like it so much. Because I don't want to bend that tube. I also can't really, oh, I guess in real life, I can't really cut it on the bias. It is funny how it's flopping. It's falling down like that. It's like, it's almost like it's in the lettuce edge, but it's not, which is really funny. There we go. I'm gonna cut and sew this. Oh, what? Oh. Cut and sew. Turn off elastic. It is quite a large tube. There we go. Because that's what it's doing. A little bit. Because I'll have to make this into fur later. But I can only do that. I can only really render that in post. Because we do have fur. Let me just bring it up so people have the original kind of look to it. Because if I go to fabric, fur, because this would probably be fox fur. But we don't have a renderer in Marvelous Designer. Also, I'm permanently trapping my avatar in this. You turned. There we go. She will never escape. She has been entombed in the fur. Because this is how I'm doing it in real life right now, but it might not work so good. Also, her arms are out. But let's go ahead and add the color. So I'm just going to do a rectangle color, so I'm just going to measure this. And I'm going to put it on the bias so you guys can actually see how the bias is affected. So 186.4 square. Okay. I do not want that to be. And unfold with symmetric editing. Make this a little bit smaller. Actually, no, I'll show you why. Right click and superimpose side. Where did you go? Up. Come on. Figure your life out, please. Thank you. Again, I'm doing things the imperfect way just so you can see the troubleshooting. So you can see that this is popping out the back. This does need to be made a little bit smaller. And what does also help is going over to the edit texture. And pop this out. And I'm actually going to move this diagonally. Because that's also going to change the fit on the bias so that it stretches. And shrink it. So now we have her little turtleneck. So that's pretty much it for the top. I have to turn this into fur, obviously. Very, very thick fur. You know, or I like Rosemary's option, which is turning it into a tube. I'm going to move her arms at her sides, probably at the end of this. Her waist is pretty small. I'm going to freeze all of this, and then I can work on my skirt. So I know that this is going to be, I know this is a 3/4 circle skirt. So math is hard. I'm going to do it the hard way. So this is actually how you math this out, because I need to put it into thirds instead of a full circle. Which would make my life easier 100%, but it's not. So the circumference for this is 590 for this waistband. Her actual one was what, 600? Yeah. Where's my calculator? So time to do circle skirt math. How much is that waistband? If her thing is 600, it would be... That is a tiny waist. That is a 23-inch waist on our avatar. 23 3/4. So her waist radius is going to be 4.33 this way. So I can actually do, I'm calculating from inches, so 109, okay, it's going to be 110. Length of this line is going to be 110. Which means I can now, this is a really hard way to do it, but I am showing it. Now I'm just making a circle that meets there. So this would be the waist radius for 4 pieces. So it would actually have to be a little bit longer. But we'll just go on with it. Let me make sure my chat's popped away. Anyway, I'm going to do it the lazy way. We're just going to do circles. Ellipse. Giant, please. And thank you. And I'm just going to do it the easy way. How do I want to show you guys? There's a couple ways to do this. You can do the math. Or you can just do a circle skirt in the center. I did not mean to hit the space bar. Don't simulate while you do this. It's millimeters, so it's going to be 110 circumference. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not going to be that. It's going to be the full measurement of her waist, which was 600. And then you can turn this internal line into a right click, convert to whole. Here's where you can either do a full skirt. So I'm going to show you the full skirt first, and then I'll show you how to transform it. She has tiny skirt waist. Make that the center back. And then that. Ooh. Reverse sewing. There you go. Now her arms are inside of it, so if I was to leave this like this, it would just get stuck and cause a bunch of collision issues. So I can just use the select mesh box and just select her arms and just push it down to make it a little bit easier. And then simulate. Get that out of your hand. I can even turn on GPU simulation. Just to make it super fast. It's not going to be super accurate, but there we go. I know it's a 3/4, but I might not care for the sake of this stream. And I need to get the shape, so I'm going to give it 1 pressure value. I'm going to turn on normal simulation. Or normal simulation. I'm going to make it 0 pressure, normal sim. Go back to normal. Okay. So I'm cheating this. I don't want to spend the time to make a petticoat. So I'm adding 1 value pressure. I'm going to freeze it when it gets to the place I want. And there we go. Close enough. Right click, solidify. Turn off pressure. It'll hang out a little bit. It's not perfect, but this also needs to be longer. And I need to turn off solidify. Do we have offline courses? We do not have offline courses. Reset. What is going on with this collision? We sometimes will do company training, but we do not have courses available in person at this moment, especially because of the panini. There it goes. Yeah, if you want... We also don't have registered courses either. We don't have any registered teachers to train on the software that are not employees of Marvelous Designer. I would say just follow the free YouTube tutorials that you can just, you know, get for free. There we go. I'm going to stick with that. Solidify. There is too much volume here in the skirt. It should be 3/4, but I am not really keen on doing the math at the moment. Oh, I still have an hour. Maybe I can do the math. Cut. Because it's going to change the length of this. 483.3. This should be 200 per, so... Come on. So it actually should be 800. That's not an 8. 800, please. Thank you. Convert to whole. Oh, okay, fine. I'm gonna do it the other way. Right click, cut and sew. Or just cut. Yeah, it's fine. Fine. Let me move it. There we go. Now it is 3/4. I mean, you could just get sewing textbooks at that point. Does Lori Griffiths actually sell a Marvelous Designer? I guess she kind of does, but you could just get... mean, unless you're in Korea, we have a really old book that's in Korean that you could buy for Marvelous Designer, but we don't have the license to it to be able to sell it anywhere outside of Korea. If they still sell it. They might not. There we go. Math is hard. 0. So the actual skirts are 3/4 skirts. So, I mean, you could just get it, honestly, for stuff like this, you can just learn pattern making or follow YouTube tutorials and just download those for free. You know? I'm being lazy. I'm just using pressure. Honestly, the better way to do this is to actually have a petticoat or just a triangle underneath that fits. But when they spin, you can see that it's not a full circle skirt. So I'm just playing the game of pressure. There it is. To then solidify it in a state that I like. So solidify, because now it's going to just hold this shape mostly when I use solidify, which is basically what I'm looking for. I can also add seam tape to my hem, which can help make it a little bit stiff. And now I'm just making the top skirt. So Control C, actually right click, layer clone over, remove linked editing, delete this. I was hoping I could just get the sewing relationship, but that's fine. And where's center front? Okay, that's center front. Now, looking at my reference image, because now I've just done that skirt, so now I'm just going to do the circle skirt. Maybe I'll make a muff. That'll be cute. That's not what I'm looking for. Give me the chat. Thank you. So it's actually starting from her side seam, so that would be here. Internal polygon line tool, so I'm just going to draw this again, just like I did with the cape. Just drawing it just so we can see where it's going. All right, let's see. Where are you heading to? Where do you want to go? That is what it wants to do, isn't it? Fine. At least it's correct. Ah. Layer 1. I'm working with layers now, so I have that skirt on top of the other one, so I need this to be a higher layer. And I'm going to freeze this one. Over. Freezing the underskirt. Making sure this top layer is layer 1. I'm going to give it pressure, and oh, I'm going to also turn off solidify, because solidify can cause some simulation issues if you're not careful. pop out. So right now I'm just pulling it because I did cheat to get this into place. Oh, my seam isn't sewn. I was wondering why that was weird. Come on. I just use Control H or strengthen to have it pop right out. And it still has pressure. Come on. There we go. Give that 0 pressure. And we'll let that sort itself out for a second. Just so I can see how it's falling. Like, fall down now. Come on. All right, there we go. So I definitely know that this needs to be higher. So this offset's probably going to have offset as internal line. I don't want this to taper. I want all of this to have an offset because this is also slightly higher. So I'm going to go offset as internal line. 100 at least. So we can see it. Yeah, that's a good height. Okay. So now I can make this match. So starting from the side seam, I'm just going to go straight out. Connect those two. So someone asked how to connect two lines together. I have them, in this case they're overlapping, but you can just select them both, even if they're not. And I'm choosing merge to average. So now they're connected. Split. I'm having it split exactly where I put it. Line is too short. Add point. Delete. That's what I thought. So it actually looks like this might just be straight. Delete all curve points. It looks like it's about halfway down. Oop. Looks like it's about halfway down the skirt, right at center front. When it relaxes. If the center front line will actually get there too. So now I'm just designing this based on my references here. So her center front is about here, so it looks like it's about halfway. It's hitting center front about halfway down, or a little bit less. So I'm just drawing that now, so I can continue my line. And on my avatar, a center front is not perfect. So looks like I'm probably going to do something like curving it a little bit. Yeah. Again, I'm going to merge those together. So merge to average. Convert to curve point, and then check my curve points here. Because that looks pretty good, because it's coming out across her front there. And I can do the same to the other side, just by copying this. Control C, Control C, Control reflect paste. And then rotate so it matches. This one you kind of got to do by eye. I mean, that's close. That's really close. Because it does come up to a point at her waist. And just a little bit, just a hair. Come here. Close enough for government work. I'll take it. Alright, it's another overlapping. So what I am going to do is, first of all, I'm going to cut this cut. So I have a higher layer. Then I'm going to do the same here. Cut. And then merge these lines. Merge. And then kind of true up this area here. Cut. And there we go. So there's her sash. A little sash thingy. And then I am going to sew them together. And this is including this piece for its fur, methinks. How do you create masks? They're pretty easy. You just got to use the shape of a face. Are you talking about like anime style masks? Because there are like literally Kakashi tutorials for making a real life one, and so you would just do that. You just use the shape of the outline of the face. I'm gonna do this. And change length. Okay. Convert all of these to curve points. You come here. Convert to curve point. Thank you. Offset as internal line. Let's do, actually, yeah, 100. Yet again. What's this? What is happening over here? Huh? Did you make an anchor point? You did. Convert to curve points. Yeah, like what Rosemary said with the, I just saw that. Beware of the high poly mesh of the nose. If you are doing it for your avatar, you want to increase the skin offset, and you probably want to increase the collision thickness on the fabric or on the material. I have not seen XD in a long time. I feel so old. You can also slow down YouTube videos just by going to the settings if you ever need to do that. I do want to taper this a bit more. Add. You go there. You go there. I just want to taper where the fur is going to end up meeting. 114. 123. Change length to 114. And okay. Yeah, it depends on your avatar's poly count as well as, I'm just gonna leave this. Checking the chat. Yes, stiffen the mask, reduce the poly count, make sure that your avatar has like smooth avatar turned on if you're using one of ours. Or any avatar really. Okay, this is close enough. I'm gonna cut this. Cut and sew. Apply the fur. Color should be like white. Do I want to do... I guess I could do gloves. But I'm going to bring in my glove pattern file, open, add, garment. I have a glove pattern that I've made a long time ago. That was a tutorial. Let's find that. Don't make me look for it. I hate that I can use Google now through this. I just want my glove pattern. Documents. Yeah, you can just look up how to make it like on the flat, and then you just can apply it to your face, but to the face of your avatar. But like what Rosemary is saying, you need to increase the collision thickness of your avatar, increase the poly count potentially. There's a lot of polys just right here. I mean, our avatars even have mouth bags. That's not necessarily something that you want to have to deal with. But it is a good, quick project to work on. Just don't get too frustrated. I'm looking for my glove pattern. I had one. Work. I don't want to deal with the gloves. Oh, it's also 141. Let's finish coloring this up, and then I can finish this up for the future. Unfreeze. Let's just grab a sleeve. Make this. Well, this should also be charmeuse as well. So if I go to my materials, so let's finish this up. I will render it outside of Marvelous Designer because Marvelous Designer does not have a render. I will probably render this in Clo, just so everyone does know. I'm going to use charmeuse because I know that material is made of charmeuse. Silk charmeuse. Thank you. I don't need to know about it. make it red. Nice cherry red. Because I wanted to bring in... We're going to skip the gloves and I will bring in my custom buttons. Oh my god. Excuse me? Alright, another bug. Just so you guys can see it. I'll turn off that. Okay. Silk charmeuse should be shiny. I don't know why it's on matte, but we're gonna go shiny. Oh, lovely. This is gonna stay this way. I'm gonna drag the faux fur into place for her. It's Christmas. And then simulate that for a second. Make everything 15 particle distance and layer 0. Because once I'm done with my layers, I don't need them. I do need to check all those sewing relationships and make sure they are turned. I don't want that popping up like what it's doing now. Just toss my skirt around for a minute. So I do want to just do at least one of her sequins, and I'll show you how to do it. So going from fabric, I'm going to go over to my buttons. I'm going to go just select my default button, and I'm going to select this plus sign. Custom button, I'm going to pick anything as a thumbnail. I'm just going to use this wig, or no, I'm going to use this capture as my thumbnail. You do need a thumbnail, but I'm going to go to my desktop because I have assets here. So I have, I think, stream files, avatars, rhinestone. No. Where's my rhinestone? My rhinestone OBJ, there you are. No, I don't want you to open it. Where are you? Oh, it's under avatars. Oh, I don't want a button file. Did they change it? No, there we go. OBJ. Desktop. Work. Stream files, avatars, OBJs. Here they are. Rhinestone open. It's beautiful. That is not 20 millimeters. We'll make it a 5 millimeter rhinestone. And 0.1 grams. So I'm going to go ahead and add my button, which is my rhinestone, into place. See, there's my little rhinestone. That is definitely the wrong shape. Let's fix that. There we go. It's a rendering trick, so I'm not actually going to make it a tube right now because I don't have a rendering engine to render fur, so I'm going to be doing that in Clo or my preferred rendering software. So I'm going to make this metal. I'm going to color match it. And I actually have, where is my photo? Where's my boys? My boys have it very easy to see. I know what it looks like, but I want you guys to see it. Okay. Open in a new tab, not link. Open image in new tab. All right. So the women have the same ones. So it's actually a square, and then the pluses are coming out like that. So that's what I'm going to do with the rhinestones. And with her, it's actually across her bust, which is kind of annoying. But, you know, that's life. So much easier than applying it in real life would be. 1, 2, 3. I don't know how I managed to add an extra one, but all right. All right, let's fix my little things here. So I like to apply these as buttons instead of as separate trim because it's a little bit easier to work. Come here, you. No, I do want to keep that one. All right. Add one more button. I guess I'll have to fix it. Anyway, at this point I'm just moving them around. Because it ends up being a square. Come here, map. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, wait, actually I can do this one over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5, 5. There we go. Ah. Okay, now I can start adding the buttons. Button, button. And I can edit them in my 2D window as well. So I can select all of my buttons and then just drag and drop or assign, things like that. I don't know why these new ones are not being assigned the color they're supposed to have. I've not seen this before. So you can change it in the 3D window or you can do it in the 2D. But here we go, there's that. And then it ends up being a star going up like this. At least for the girls. It's all rhinestones and sequins. So there's do that, and then then they go out as well. I'm not looking forward to actually applying those rhinestones in real life. bob. I can select all of my buttons. Wonder why. Copy. Don't know why. Alright, interesting. Select our move button, so I'm going to delete that one. Gonna add more. Make it tall. And then I'm just gonna drag the white ones. Select your move button. All of you. Every single one of you. Apply. Thank you. Now I can make it metal. Make this one metal. There we go. And that's just the start of hers. So she actually is going to have them kind of everywhere. They have them on all the bits and bobs. I don't want to apply that IRL. But now that I have it, can I just... Control C, Control V. Because it's Marvelous Designer, I can just copy paste them into different spots. Which is what is going to happen because I don't want to deal with this. Again, though, the more of these OBJs that I'm applying into my scene, the slower the program can become. So just be aware of that if you're going to simulate. Copy. Wonder why this is doing that. I think I'm going to have to report another bug. This is a new... You can also select them in the 2D window, obviously, but I am just doing it in the 3D window just because I don't know why it's doing this. And holding shift is breaking my selection. So whatever they updated recently, I get to be like, hey guys, so you get to fix this for me, please. Thank you. There we go. There we go. So that's how you can also put some rhinestones in your scene. And that pretty much finishes up the outfit. I do need to render it in Clo, but I'll simulate this. That way we can have the fur. But as you can see, it's slowed down a lot just because I put those rhinestones as buttons in the scene. And I am simulating all of this. So while that simulates, I'm going to go ahead and share the links one last time with everybody because this is nearing the end of the stream here. But I did just want to do something that I'm working on personally as well as just something fun for everybody for the holiday here. We will have more tutorial-based streams in the future. We are just currently working on an event for everybody soon. So again, I'm just going to share the links in the Discord for the Discord. So that's a link to the Discord channel. So if you are having issues, you can actually share images there in the Discord and get help from other users as well. There's a link to the website where you can actually get Marvelous Designer and get a free 30-day trial, as well as until the 31st of December. We are having a sale, which will probably be the only sale. For those of you who are on Twitch, we do only have... You thought I was going to do multiple? I know I want to, but I only have 2 hours. So, and unfortunately I found a couple of bugs, so... I only have a 2-hour stream today, Jackie, unless you don't want me to actually do my normal job. Because I am technically working today. Oh, here's the link to our YouTube channel. We do let the Twitch just kind of expire. Sometimes I'm fast and I can do 2, but sometimes I'm not fast. And I find 4 bugs that I have to report. Sorry. Unless you want them to just pay me to be only a streamer, Jackie. That would be great. You can tell them that. So on our YouTube channel as well, we do have a link to our beginner tutorials there so that you can actually get started working in Marvelous Designer. You saw the draw on avatar tool. It did break a lot. I'm sorry, everybody. I will be writing the stream. I will be writing the bug report as soon as the stream is over, to let them know that it's broken, as well as all of my other 4 that I found. And last but not least, we do have just, if you're having technical difficulties, if you find another bug like I just did, you can let us know, just in case I haven't found it yet, that you're encountering. Make sure to share photos or something. Or, you know, if you're having other technical difficulties, feel free to contact us at the support/contact. You can also do some bug reports if you actually have found like a repeatable bug that I haven't found yet, or that we don't know about yet. You can share that in the Discord channel as well under like feature feedback. I do log the bugs there. But yeah, so I will finish this up and I'll share a picture with everybody. I do just need I need to put a bunch more of these rhinestones in the scene, so it's going to take a bit. And then I have to render it as fur. But thank you guys so much for joining me today. I am going to go write those bug reports. All 4 of them, and it's so much fun. It's my favorite part of the job. But thank you for joining me on the stream. Hopefully in the future we will be able to do much longer streams, but it is during, you know, the middle of the work day. So let us know, give us some feedback as well. I'll just kind of put the thank you guys there. You know, you can write the comments on YouTube if you want to have a stream longer, and so we can kind of get that information there. But maybe next week I'll stream again doing the men's outfits. They are pretty easy. Applause and pity. So I'm sorry for the bugs, everybody. But I will go write those bug reports, and we will see you online. I am the most active moderator. If you don't see me on Discord, I am watching. So behave yourselves. The bug reporting, importing garment. It depends on the bug, Karthik, because sometimes it's just you haven't clicked the button. If it's a repeatable, specific, like crashing bug, then yeah. But sometimes the object to garment while checking trace UV, if your UV also has issues from your other program, it's not Marvelous Designer that's having the issue. It's the pattern that your UV is providing. Because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You have to be mindful of how your UV works. But yeah, the eyes of Megan are upon you. I will watch, and I'm watching. My bots are watching. I will know. So y'all better behave. But I will see you guys on the Discord. Feel free to chat there. Feel free to leave comments down here. But I will go write those bug reports now. So have a good rest of your day, guys. I will see you guys online.